Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Nerd Insurrection live on Facebook. As always, I am Christian.
And I'm Jake.
We have a very special guest with us today, Christopher Khayman Lee, a.k.a. Andros, the Red Ranger, Red Space Ranger, best ranger of all time.
Oh, I'll take that. Yeah. How you guys doing? Yeah.
We're good.
We're good.
You've never heard that you're the best Red Ranger before?
I've heard best looking. I didn't know about best though. I mean, that's just too much.
I don't know. Have you seen any of Watch Mojo's videos about Power Rangers?
Yes. Yeah, I did. I didn't come in first though. Actually, I saw.
Yeah, you were number 3 behind ASJ and Jason David Frank.
Yeah, that's really good company to keep. So,
yeah, the only reason they got above you is because
Originals.
Originals.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
So you think it's just politics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
I believe so. But your Countdown to Destruction, the season finale of Power Rangers, was voted the #1 episode by Watch Mojo, and Power Rangers in Space was voted the #1 season by Watch Mojo.
So, yeah, the best episode was the one where we ripped off Independence Day. The best series is the one where we ripped off Star Wars. Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Power Rangers in Space had a lot of success because it was like Star Wars?
Oh, absolutely. That's, like, probably the only reason why. It was just like, yeah, whatever they did, we do that. And bam, that was it. They pretty much wrote my character to be Luke Skywalker. They wrote Melody to be like kind of Leia, but also really more like Darth Vader. They wrote Justin Nemo, his character Han Solo. I mean, it's pretty blatant, you know. Not that it's a bad thing, you know. Whenever, you know, if something works, then just do what they did, you know. So.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. In Space was like I didn't think about it till the later years. I'm like, hold up, it is like Star Wars.
Well, I also had the Force, and my weapon was a saber.
Yeah, and then in Power Rangers in Space, when I believe it was TJ and Cassie were looking for Zordon, they went to it was like this galaxy. It was the same name as Yoda's planet.
Yeah, it was a planet, and I remember that episode because when they had someone say that line, "Oh, we got to go down to the Dagobah system," I wasn't actually in the scene, but I was on the set at the time, and my ears perked up because I was like, "What the fuck? What, Yoda? Why? How is George Lucas not going to do the shit out of us? What are you talking about, man? Because that's straight up where Yoda lives." And yeah, when you look at the script, the way it was written, actually, it was spelt the exact same way, too. So it wasn't even like we could get away with that. No, it's spelled the way Dagobah is spelled. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had to Google that. I was like, really? Like, because it was like on a Ranger forum. It was like, coincidence between Power Rangers in Space and Star Wars. And it was like a bunch of them. And it was like that. I'm like, did they even try and spell it different? Nope.
No, none of that, no. And, you know, we also had at least 1 or 2 scenes where we were in a big cantina full of different aliens, all kinds of different aliens and stuff like that. And I was like, this is badass because this is a new hope, and I love that. You know, we're right in Mos Eisley, we're right in the cantina, so I love that, you know.
Yeah, like when you were playing poker with Dark Honda. That was a great scene. I always loved Onyx just because it was like the Old West, but it was like Star Wars, and I was like, oh my god, I love this planet.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. In that poker scene, he was like, who are you again? Because he saw your morpher, and I was like, oh no, he got him. But I was like 7, 8 years old when I watched that episode. Like when it first came out.
You look really old for a 7 or 8 year old.
Yeah. Now, February 6th, 1998 was the first episode of Power Rangers in Space. Does it feel like it's almost been 25 years since Power Rangers in Space came out? Or 20 years.
25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm I'm thinking of the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers, but 20 years.
Well, it's really funny because I've recently been around pretty much everybody, with the exception of Patty. Everybody looks the same. So, like, it's one of those things where it's like, if it's been 20 years, there's no way I would tell just by looking at everybody. I mean, Christ, someone looks younger now than when he was on the show. I don't know how the hell he pulled that off,
Yeah, because he was in the Megaforce episode, and I was like, has he aged at all?
Nope. No, he hasn't. Although I will say that one of the funnier things that I had noticed not too long ago, we're talking about maybe just a couple years ago, is that I met up with Roger for the first time in like forever. And Roger's at least 8 inches taller than when he was on the show. And I don't know how the fuck that happened. That was just bizarre.
That's weird. That's funny though.
Yeah.
Now, with the 25th anniversary of Power Rangers coming up, are we going to see Andros in Super Ninja Steel?
In Super Ninja Steel?
Yeah, that's the actual name.
Yeah, no, I cannot confirm that at all. No, I don't believe that we're going to be seeing me in Super Ninja Steel. Unfortunately, I can't say that that's going to happen.
Oh,
sorry,
man. That's well. Will we ever see the blonde streaks back with the long hair?
Oh, I can tell you right off the bat. Fuck that. No. That is never going to happen. In fact, right now, this is too long. This needs to be cut. I do not want long hair anymore. It's not. It's just a pain in the ass. So no. And I just put up a video yesterday on my YouTube channel, and somebody was again asking me that. Hey, so you think that you're gonna do your hair long again now for 2018? And I've had I don't know how many damn people ask me, hey, when are you gonna put the blonde streaks in your hair again? This will never happen. Neither of these things are ever gonna happen again. Bleach hurts a lot.
Yeah. I've watched some of your past videos. What was the longest you sat to dye your hair? Like, what was the longest time it took?
8 hours.
8 hours. Whose idea was it to do that to you? Who hated you?
Apparently, Jonathan Zakor, the executive producer. I don't know. When I first, they told me it's going to be a wig. Well, I mean, wigs are. It's not real, It's not actually my scalp. But yeah, then they moved me out to California, and like almost immediately after I landed there, like, so, well done, Kat. They're like, yeah, now we're gonna go bleach your hair. So, surprise. They told me, I think they said something like, oh, well, we didn't think that it would look real, which is kind of bullshit because a lot of people thought that I had redone my hair for Forever Red, and that was a wig. So
yeah, I actually had to Google that because I was like, did he re-dye his hair for Forever Red? And he said it was a wig. I was like, yeah, I couldn't tell the difference.
It looked pretty good.
Yeah,
I was surprised with that. So
yeah,
it's Hanzo down there.
Yeah, I've seen him on your YouTube channel.
Yeah, he sucks.
I understand. I have like 3 cats that spaz out at every given minute.
I have one that's crazy, to put it mildly.
I think all cats are crazy for the most part.
I'm just an asshole. So that's like literally his job, is just be an asshole. You're gonna keep fucking with that stuff right now? Yeah, whatever. He knocks something out, so whatever.
Anyways. Now, how was coming back for Forever Red? Did you think it would be like an iconic episode up to that point, or did you know how many Red Rangers it was at that point?
Well, the funny thing about that was that no, I guess I didn't realize how many red guys there was going to be. But the real gist of it was that the guy who wrote the episode is named Amit. He was like my best friend at the time. So he wrote the episode to make me look good over everybody else. So when he first told me about it, and he was like, hey, so I'm pitching an idea, to the execs, and it's just gonna be the red guys. And I was like, oh, that's kind of okay. That's a different thing. Why not? He was like, yeah, and it's like mostly about you and Jason Frank. And I was like, fuck it, I'll take it. As long as that's guy, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, because the first scene, it opens on you finding the Machine Empire, which is really Beetleborg costumes, just reused.
On horses.
Oh, yeah, looking back, it's like it was on the moon. I don't understand what was going on. But as a kid, you're like, oh my god, it's so cool. I mean, I still rewatch the episode. But
I remember filming it, looking around, and all of us were like, why are there fucking horses on the moon? Why do robots need to ride horses? They're robots. What the yeah. It was little silly things like that. Well, whatever. It was pretty fun. That was the first time I met just about all of them. Obviously, I knew Selwyn, and I knew Danny Slavin, and I knew Sean Johnson, but that was it. I didn't know anybody else. So yeah, that was the first time getting to meet all of these guys.
yeah, I heard a story that you told Jason Frank that you didn't like Power Rangers because of his character.
Yes, absolutely. I growing up as a kid, I always had very long hair, really long hair. Like as long as it was in the show, maybe twice as long as that. So pretty long. And in what year was it? 1993 then, I guess, when Power Rangers came out here in America and all that shit. It didn't take very long before, all the kids start noticing Tommy and his ponytail. So yeah, every goddamn kid in my neighborhood just like, your hair's like Tommy. You got a ponytail like Tommy, so you're just like Tommy. And I'm just like, fuck Tommy, fuck Power Rangers. I don't even know what any of this is. I don't care. Fuck it all.
And then you became one.
Yeah.
And then I became one, yeah. That's the thing. That's the thing, too, is that Brennan Mejia and I both have a very similar feeling about that. If you don't want to book it, you will book it. You will get it. So when I got the audition for for Power Rangers, my manager, I was living in Miami at the time, and my manager was like, "Yeah, I got a thing for you to go out for," and I was like, "All right, cool, what's up?" And she was like, "It's Power Rangers in space," and I was like, "Nah, fuck that, I'm not doing that shit." And she was like, "Just go out for it. I mean, you're probably not gonna get it."
Well, okay then.
So yeah, that's more than likely the reason why I got it, because when I went in there, I was just like, I don't want it. I don't want it. All I'm going to hear about is Tommy this and Tommy that, and I don't even know who Tommy is, so no thank you. Yeah.
Now, when you got the role as Andros, did you like the characterization of Andros compared to everybody else? Because he was not like any Ranger before him. Like, every other Ranger, I mean, they were the same thing. They had different traits, but they were the same thing. Oh, we need to be good. We need to do this. And Andros was just an asshole.
That is a word for him, yes. He's very much like Hanzo. He's an asshole. Well, when I first read for it, it was not, like, they did not give me a script for Rangers in Space. It was, I don't know, something else. Something totally different. And I guess, I don't know, I guess they were just trying to really feel out to see different types of characters, different types of actors, different this, different that, whatever. I auditioned for it, and I didn't hear back from anybody from Saban for about 9 months, which that doesn't happen. Like, if you audition for something and you're going to get a call back, they get back to you in a week. So, yeah, 9 months was just like, when they hit me up, they're like, yeah, we're Power Rangers, remember us? And I'm like, I guess. Yeah, what? What do you want? You know? Um, when so like I still didn't even really understand what the character was gonna be. I didn't really understand what any of the show was gonna be. All I knew was that they had said it's gonna be Power Rangers and they're gonna be in space. And I was like, all right, aren't they already in space or something? Don't they do space stuff anyways? So what's the deal? I don't care. But when I first moved out to LA, then that's when I get to talk to the writer Chip and the executive producer Jonathan, and they're like, okay, well, this is your character, and you don't like any of the other Power Rangers. And I was like, that's funny because I fucking hate Power Rangers to begin with. Nice. And and then they told me, so don't hang out with any of the actors ever. And I said, what? Why? That was their thing, was they didn't want me to hang out with any of the actors for quite a while.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess they kind of felt that like if they do that, then I don't have to act as much to not like them.
Okay. Well, I mean, in the first few episodes, it was like the first 3 or 2 episodes that it was like Andros was like not really getting along, and then like by like the 4th or 5th episode, he was just buddy with everybody.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. That I never I knew that it would happen eventually. I knew that it was going to be like, okay, now we're all a great big family and let's all go out and save the world and save this and do that together as a team and all that happy bullshit. But I wasn't expecting it to happen so quickly. It was a little abrupt that we went from, I'm basically telling them, you guys are literally monkeys. You're in my way. Go. And then, no, I love you guys. You guys are the best. It was just very abrupt.
Yeah, I was like, it doesn't even make sense. It should have lasted at least half the season. Like, your character trying to interact with them or them trying to interact with you before you actually like them.
It should have, but that's, I don't know. I guess they just didn't want to. I guess they didn't want kids to think that oh well, the Power Rangers, they don't get along, or I don't know. I don't know what the thinking was. It's funny because like looking at all the different characters, like all of the characters that were before my season, and all that. I'm still wondering when the hell those teenagers with attitude showed up, because I didn't see one. I saw a whole bunch of really nice, sweet kids that want to walk people's grandmas across the street and shit like that. But I missed the part with the teenagers with attitude. Anybody know what happened with that shit?
Yeah, exactly. It was like your stereotypical good guys, like from the original season. It was like, what? Okay, and then even like in later seasons. But did you ever watch the new Power Rangers movie that came out in 2017?
I did. I actually liked that movie a lot. I'm not really sure if they should have called it Power Rangers. I think they should have called it the Blue Ranger and then the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
That was pretty much what it was. They were everybody in that movie was really good with their characters, and they did a great job, but they really focused on the blue kid. So, I don't know. It was good, though. And those kids, they actually did seem to have some kind of an attitude.
Exactly. So, that's what I was
thinking.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, you're really actually doing the thing that he says in the beginning of all the early shows. Gonna be 5 teenagers with attitudes and all that shit. And you actually did it this time. Well done. It only took you like 30 years.
Now, do you think the Power Rangers movie will get a sequel?
I think it'll get probably 1 sequel, maybe 2. I know that when it first came out, they were talking about like 5 sequels to it, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I was like, that's not happening. I don't see it happening.
So, yeah, even if they could have done that, I would say, don't do that, because ultimately, the movies aren't really going to change very much. There's pretty much just a basic formula for Power Rangers, and the movie even itself was pretty much like just following that.
Yeah.
They fight monsters, they get their asses kicked, there's a big monster, they get into the ship, they form together to make Voltron, and then they kill the ship. That's it. That's what they do. That's what we did on like every episode of my season. That's what they did every episode before and after. That's what happens. So if they're going to do anything else, I would say do one more. Don't take it anywhere beyond that. And what they really should be doing is like where was young Zordon? Where does he come from? What's his backstory? What's his origin and all that? Because that would be pretty interesting to see.
Well, there's a fan film out called Zordon of Eltar that explains all that.
Yeah, but I want to see like a 90-minute like explosions, $180 million.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see that too. And have Bryan Cranston play Zordon again.
Absolutely.
That would be amazing. But
or Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be happy with Dave.
Yeah, it would be amazing. I just because they were talking about like the way they were talking, it was like 3 main films and then 3 backstory films, like Star Wars is doing now with like the Han Solo movie and the Rogue One, stuff like that. And I was like, that might work, but I don't see 6 films of straight Power Rangers working.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think it's just too much. I think they're going to be spreading themselves too thin with what they want to do, and then what actually just comes out looking good. So yeah.
Yeah.
It was interesting seeing Rita sitting there eating Krispy Kreme donuts in that movie. Just eating a donut. I was like, yeah, I guess. I mean, shit. If I had like 5 minutes to sit down and I'm in a Krispy Kreme, I'm gonna grab one and just chill.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Ranger community should have played a game. Take a shot every time they said Krispy Kreme.
Oh, right? Oh, God. Yeah.
Might be dead by the end of the movie, but hey, had fun.
Hey, it'd make a much more fun movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So, Power Rangers is celebrating its 25th anniversary with a comic book called The Shattered Grid, which is introducing basically every Power Ranger team ever, which means I believe the Power Rangers from your season will be introduced in that comic. Now, if that happens, is there any chance we could see a crossover with Boom Studios Power Rangers and LA Crazy Town?
Oh, God. I would so kill them off so fast. That would be so quick and painful, too. Oh, my God. I would love that. Just have the Wendigo literally, like, just grab Andros and just rip him in half. Oh, that would be fantastic. I would love to do that.
That would be amazing. That would be.
I don't think that Boom Studios is going to be willing to do that with me.
No.
I can't say. Yeah, I don't believe that we're going to be working together on that. That would be cool though.
Man, that would make a great comic though. Just Andros. Just
Andros here, there, and here.
So when did you start LA Crazy Town with like West Coast Comics? Like how long has that been going on?
Oh man, God, at this point in time, I don't even know. Let's see, it's got to be 8, 9 years at least, maybe more, maybe 10. Started with it started with LA Crazy Town, but I didn't have a name for it. I just I had an idea in the back of my head, and then I met a kid named Danny at a school, and we both were like, we want to do something together, but we don't know what it is. So we found out that we lived very close to each other. We lived like 10 minutes away from each other. So yeah, we just started, hanging out and getting to know each other better, and I don't know. At some point we just kind of realized, you know what? We're just gonna make this shit into a comic book because it's a dying art form, and I'd like to not let it die.
Yeah.
You know? I'd like to keep it going as best as possible. And it very much helped that he and I had a very similar sense of humor, I guess, and a very similar vision for what we wanted to do with it. We wanted it to be exceptionally we could get away with, and bad language all over the place, but funny. That was really what we were shooting for. Was we want the character. We want them to actually. Well, the way that we did it was we both made 3 different main characters, and those main characters are like the 3 main characters that I had come up with. They're actually me. They're different parts of my personality, things I like, maybe things I don't like, and that's what I use to create these characters on top of like ridiculous superpowers and all this shit, because that doesn't define somebody. That's just what they can do. That's not who they are, you know?
Yeah.
So, I figured that, the person who's going to be best qualified to write me would be me, so I'll just write me in these 3 different characters, and it's a lot easier if you want to implant your own sense of humor. It's a hell of a lot easier if you're actually using characters that are pretty much you. So I did that. He did that. We already get along. We were getting along with our sense of humor anyways. So like when we were coming up with the silly shit to throw in there, it's like, yeah, it works. We can mesh it all together because we both appreciate each other's sense of humor. So, there you go.
Now, did you read comics as a kid, or did it like start in later years, like your love of like comics and stuff?
I didn't really read comics as a kid, but I know that as a very young kid, I can't remember how old I was. I think I was like in maybe the 2nd grade. So what is that, like 8 years old or something?
Yeah.
I know that my favorite character was Iron Man. But it was Iron Man because I thought he was actually a robot. I didn't know it was a dude in a suit. The moment I found out that it's a dude in a suit, I was like, "Fuck this! I want the robot." The robot would be cool. So, I didn't really get into comics at that point in time until I guess the early '90s. Whenever the Fox Kids X-Men cartoon came out.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, I watched the shit out of that. That was where, like, I really, that was where I really learned about the X-Men, and that was where my favorite character is the Beast. From all comics, it's the Beast, and it's because of that. Because I learned, oh, look, you can have a character that's very diverse because he's the brains, but he's also the brawn. He's, silly, but he can also get like really fucking violent. So, that was what introduced me more to like, oh, this is how you write a comic book character. Do this. Watch what we do, and then do this.
So, have you watched like different iterations of like X-Men animated series? Like there was one in the 90s, and there was X-Men Evolution, Wolverine and the X-Men. Was there another one?
I think that's about it that came out.
Yes, I've watched not a lot. I mean, certainly not like with the other ones. I didn't watch anywhere near as much as I did with the original Fox, the Fox X-Men. I didn't like that they changed the way he looked, the Beast.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. They kept making him skinnier and lankier, and I was like, that's not, what is this shit? No, this is crap. And then on top of that, oh god, Wolverine and the X-Men. Oh god, came up with that idea. I just want to strangle the shit out of them. Of all Marvel comic characters, putting a focus on Wolverine is just retarded. There's nothing to him. There's nothing to the character. He is, I have claws and I say bub. That's my thing. So, whenever you would see him in a situation, that's the answer. Snick, snick, bub. That's it. He's got nothing else. At least the other characters can come up with something else. They could be a little bit different. They could be original. They could try something new. No, he's just, I got claws and I stab people. That's all I got.
Yeah, you really can't do much else with them.
You really can't. Yeah, and I mean, I guess that was just a flaw with the original character design. Was there's not much that you can do with that. That's pretty just he stabs people with his claws. That's all he's got. So, I guess that was really the that just goes way back, to the first time that he fought the Hulk. That was just there should have been more to the character than that, because that's literally all it was. Is you're here to stab the Hulk. Okay.
All right, I guess this is what I'm doing. Now, have you seen the X-Men movies that have came out over the past, 15 years? Has it been 15 years? I feel
like
it
a while.
has. Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been a while, yes. Not all of them. When the first 3 came out, I saw those in the theater, and I thought, wow, these are actually getting worse.
Yeah.
Huh. Well done. And the first one really just... The first one pissed me off so much. That point where Logan, he needs it explained to him who Sabretooth is. And I'm like, guys...
Yeah, that
you should already know who he is.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. Yeah. He's related to him. They should be pretty well acquainted with each other. I felt that was kind of stupid. Also, having Hugh Jackman be the character. Hugh Jackman in all his 6'1", 6'2" glory, as opposed to Wolverine, who is 5. There's a reason for that. That's why he's Wolverine, because they're tiny, and that's why Sabretooth always called him a runt, because he is. And it was like, and then I met Tyler Mane. Tyler Mane is fucking awesome. I love that guy. He's really a pain in the ass to have a drinking contest with, because he is 19 and a half feet tall, and he does weigh about 4 tons. So he could drink a lot. But, I met him, and he was awesome. And it's funny that you have a Sabretooth movie where he says, one line of dialogue?
If that.
Maybe? Sabretooth is a talker. That's what he does. He fucks with you in your head. So, yeah. The first one, I wasn't so thrilled with. The second one, what the hell happened in the second one? I don't even remember. Third one, they kill everybody off. When they did the babies, the X-babies, that was okay. The, when they're all much younger and stuff, that was all right. They took some liberties with it, but I guess they kind of felt they needed to. I saw Days of Future Past. But that was it. I didn't see Logan, which unfortunately, everybody told me, "Oh no, it's really good." So I am gonna try to set aside some time to see that. And I didn't see the one with Apocalypse, because my favorite comic book storyline ever, hands down, is the Age of Apocalypse. And I know they're not doing the Age of Apocalypse in that, so I was like, I don't want to. No, if you're not going to do it right, don't fucking do it. Period.
I understand. I watched the movie. It was all right. The action was good, but it was like, it's not the comic.
Yeah.
It was a decent movie if you call it something else, but it just was. It didn't live up to the comic expectation.
I can hear you on that. Yeah. Although the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are great. I love those. They're funny as shit. Especially the second one. I love Drax in that. He's hilarious. Fucking Batista's the man.
See, I'm a big wrestling fan, so I was like, I didn't think Batista was going to be good as Drax. I was like, oh man, they casted Batista as Drax. This is going to suck. And then I saw him, I'm like, what just happened? I was like, yo, he's super funny.
He is, yes, especially in the second movie. Oh my god, he was hilarious in that. I love what they did with the character's sense of humor. It was really fantastic. So, yes, good stuff.
Now with Disney buying Fox? How do you think they're gonna like integrate the X-Men into the MCU and Deadpool?
I think they probably will, but I don't. I mean, I think that they're probably at this point waiting to find a new X-Men cast because they've already done, young X-Men, and older X-Men are getting much older.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart, he looked, for the longest time, he always looked the same. There was like at least a period of like 40 years where he never changed. And then after he became Professor X, it's like, damn, dude, what did this movie do to you?
The writing. That's what happened.
The writing. It drained him and killed him. So yeah, I think that they'll probably wait. Which, that kind of sucks because I don't want them to wait too long to the point where they're not going to be able to get Ryan Reynolds to be Deadpool anymore because he's Deadpool.
Yeah, there's nobody else that could play that movie. I heard he'd been lobbying for the movie for like 10 years or something, or 5 years.
Yeah, he is the quintessential Deadpool. That was just a no-brainer. So, yeah, I think that they will do it. I think that they will bring the X-Men into the Marvel universe. So, yeah.
I hope so, but there's like one more movie coming out under Fox's name. What is it, the Phoenix or Dark Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Phoenix movie. So, I wonder if that'll just be the last movie in that with that respective cast.
It probably will be. Yeah, everybody's, like I said, everybody's looking a bit older now. The first X-Men movie was, that had to be, 2000 or something like
2000, 2001, somewhere in there.
Yeah, so, they've been going for about 20 years with this.
Yeah, and I don't think Hugh Jackman's body can take it anymore. I think Logan was his final hurrah.
Mm-hmm. It probably was. I feel you.
I don't know. I just hope they keep Deadpool rated R because there's no way they could do it as a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, well, they won't do it right. Yeah, absolutely. You want to do Deadpool and you want him to be just as raunchy and disgusting as he possibly can be. That's Deadpool. So.
Yeah. So, when you started Power Rangers, did you think that we would have so many Power Ranger themed YouTube channels 15, 20 years later?
When I started being on Power Rangers, there was no YouTube, so this is the dawn of time.
I'm gonna say that. No.
Yeah, I had no clue. That's just, yeah, no. Yeah, I know there's a ton of channels. I know there's way too many damn channels out there.
Yeah,
get the right question.
A lot.
Yeah. Now you've worked with people like the Bruno and Mio from MMPR Toys, We the Geeks of East LA, and Chris Cantata Force. I saw the Star Wars one with the Geeks of LA. That was really good. That was fantastic. I was like, oh, because I just saw it pop up on my feed on YouTube, and I didn't even read it. I was just like, oh, this looks cool. So I didn't think you were in it, and I saw you, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
It was pretty funny, yeah. Danny hit me up and he was like, "Hey man, I need you for a video." And I was like, "All right, bro, what you want?" And he was like, "Well, we just need to find a nice quiet area to film in. And I was like, okay, well, there's a park that's not far from me. We can do it there. We filmed for maybe 8 minutes. Maybe. That was it. Because he was just like, oh no, all I'm doing is you're just going to say one line of dialogue and then you take the thing off your head and that's it. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought there would be more. And he was like, no, that's all we need. And I was like, okay, well then fine. And it turned out to be pretty damn popular. I'm happy with that. And then we got tacos afterwards.
Yes.
Tacos is the answer to everything.
Hell yeah.
Now, will you be attending Power Morphicon 2018?
Yes.
You will
I
be
will
there.
definitely be there. And to my knowledge, pretty much everybody is going to be there from my season. Patty is probably a no-show. She's not doing conventions. And I can't really speak to whether or not Melody would be there, but I think she will be. But me and Justin, Sal, Tracy, and Raj, yeah, we definitely will be, as well as probably every other Power Ranger that has ever been. So
yeah, this is the first year Jason David Frank's attending in since the second or first one.
I didn't even know that he ever been to one.
Yeah, I didn't either. He was like, yeah, I attended one of them, and I was like, did he? I was like, oh, that's interesting. How many years will it have been that you have went to Power Morphicon this coming up year?
Oh hell, I don't know. Three of them, 4 of them. I'm not sure. I can never remember things.
Does it
I
seem
got
to?
hit many times from stuntmen.
Yeah, I've heard stories that your favorite part of Power Rangers in Space was getting drunk with the stuntmen.
Yes, that was a lot of fun. And then they would punch the shit out of me.
I mean, if you're drunk, you ain't gonna feel it till the next day anyway.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like might as well do it now, guys. I won't even know tomorrow. I won't even know until tomorrow. So fuck it, let's do it.
Now, does Power Morphicon seem to be getting bigger every year?
Yeah, Power Morphicon is getting bigger every year. In fact, especially with this year, it's now so big that Scott Zillner, the owner, is not going to have it in Pasadena. He's going to have it in Anaheim, because the Anaheim Convention Center is just much bigger. So, yeah, it's gotten a hell of a lot bigger.
Yeah, I heard the hotels near Pasadena were charging an outrageous amount for Power Morphicon. So with Anaheim, the prices for hotels are going to get a lot cheaper, as far as that's concerned. So, I mean, I'll be there. So,
okay,
I can't wait. Wait.
But I know that also that convention center itself, it has double the capacity than the one in Pasadena. So he's looking to fill that shit out. So I think it'll happen.
Yeah, I do too, because he sold out the gold and platinum tickets within a week. It was something like that. Because I went to buy one and it's sold out. And I'm like, guess I'm buying the Silver Ranger one.
Well, there you go. As long as you got something.
Yeah. Have you went to other conventions besides Power Morphicon?
I've been to quite a few, and I do have a couple set up for this year. Finally going to be going across the ocean. Finally going to be going to Europe. First time ever in my life going to Europe. So, but yeah, I mean, I've done Ranger Stop a bunch of times. The big ones, on the East Coast, for Power Ranger stuff specifically, is Ranger Stop, and then on the West Coast, it's Morphicon. So once you get in good with Mikey from Ranger Stop and Scott from Morphicon, that's great. That's what you need, because those are the two big conventions, and they're going to be the ones that have hundreds of millions of people there. So.
All right. So just a few more questions. I see on your YouTube channel, everybody be asking about your hat.
There's a lot of people that ask me about my hat. Yeah.
Yeah, me being one of them, I had to get this custom made.
Yes, we got this custom made too. A little hard to see that, but wait, there we go.
That's really nice.
That is one half. This side is Ecliptor, and the other half is the Red Space Ranger. We have a theory that Ecliptor is the Red Space Ranger's father. It makes sense.
I mean, it kind of does.
Yeah, when you look at the because the Red Space Ranger and Astronema are brother and sister, and when you look at Ecliptor, the way he treated Astronema, he wasn't like a bodyguard, he was like a dad.
Yeah. So
he was very overprotective of her, and then on top of that, the only bad guy that the Red Space Ranger could never beat was Ecliptor.
Yeah.
So it's Luke fighting Vader. He can't really beat him.
Yeah. Not until you shattered Zordon's energy tube, then you destroyed more villains than any other Ranger has ever done.
And that was really bullshit, because he melted, and then fucking Rita and Zed get turned into happy-go-lucky, shiny happy people and shit. And I was like, fuck you!
Yeah, that was irritating.
What fuck happened to Ecliptor?
Because Ecliptor was good. He was like, when y'all were on that planet before Astronema got brainwashed again. I don't remember the name of the planet trying to find Zordon, but he helped her out and he helped y'all escape. So he was not truly evil. And I was like, what is this?
He's her dad. And then they melted him into a puddle of goo. And I was like, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, they should have just turned him into like a human or something, or left him alone, or like got the cybernetic implants that Darkonda did to him off of him. Like, I was like, no, Ecliptor's not bad. Like, this, no. That's one of the things that irritated me about Countdown to Destruction, the final scene.
Yeah, that did suck. I was not happy with that Ecliptor died, but what are you gonna do? It does open up the it gives me more room though. Well, the Red Ranger. It gives him more room to become the new Ecliptor. There's always gotta be an Ecliptor.
Yeah. So I've always wondered this: why did Andros have 4 morphers lying around? Like, what? Like, he was just like, here you go, here's some morphers. Like, why didn't he give them to anybody on KO-35 when it was being invaded?
It's funny because like I had talked to somebody about that. I don't know if I had talked to Chip about it, but like I think it was something that they were like, fuck it, you know what, we'll just make this canon. There was a team that he had before, and we just always went with the idea that the other team died in whatever fight. I don't know what the fight was, but they died, and it was bad enough that everybody else dies. The Silver Ranger gets fucked up to the point where we got to put him in the meat locker, and the red guy has to run like a bitch. That's my motto. Whenever you get in trouble, run like a bitch.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was like kind of a theory that we'd all worked on together, and we kind of felt that worked with who the character was supposed to be, because if the character, if he's going into meeting the new guys for the new in space team, and he doesn't like them, well, the reason would be is that like he very much has abandonment issues. Okay. His sister gets kidnapped. His parents are dead or gone or whatever. Who knows? Melted. Or melted. Well, now melted. But his best friend is like forever in a coma, and the 4 people on his team are dead. So he really has like some kind of abandonment issues, which like I felt that was like, okay, well, yeah, when he goes to meet these new guys, he certainly is going to be a dick to them, because why would you want to get close to him? If I get close to you, you're just going to go away somehow, probably melted or set on fire or some shit like that, but you're going to go away. I don't want that anymore. so I'm not going to be close to you. So that made sense. They're dead. The original team is dead. That's why you had the other 4 morphers, and there you go.
Now, one of everybody's like most talked about episode of Power Rangers in Space is like they either really like the episode or they really hate the episode, and that's when you fought the turtles.
How'd I know? How did I know?
I love the episode. I think it's funny, and you beat up 3 Ninja Turtles, so.
That was the dumbest shit ever. That was so stupid. Now, I will say this. I was always a huge Ninja Turtle fan. I love the Ninja Turtles. So, you know, when they first said to us, okay, well, now you're going to do an episode, and it's going to be with the Ninja Turtles, we were all kind of sitting there like, what's the punchline? What are you talking about? So, at the time, Saban had the 2 shows on, had In Space, and then had the Ninja Turtle show, which I can't remember the name of it. Like
Ninja Turtles, like Next Mutation or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, that sounds right. So, yeah, Saban had the 2 shows on. The Ninja Turtle show was not doing well. The ratings were they were down. It just wasn't doing that well. That was the shell-shocked. Strangle him with that name, too. Because I would have said, like, why don't you just name it A Shell of a Good Time? Don't name it Shell-Shocked, because that's just too easy. But that was like the 3rd episode of In Space. So we had only just started, but they were seeing that, like, oh, wow, you know, it's only been a couple episodes, but kids are really liking this show. You know, they're liking all the space stuff, and you know, the new guy is an asshole. That's great. This is good, you know. So yeah, that was their idea. Was okay, we're gonna take the 2 and we're gonna put them in 1 episode, and that way, fans of Power Rangers will watch the Ninja Turtle show.
Didn't happen.
I was always just like, why is there a girl turtle?
Yeah, that
I got a girl turtle. Where did that come from? Come on. There was 4 turtles. There wasn't 5. Whatever.
There was no 5th turtle. I don't understand where that even came from.
I think it came from the movies.
Yeah, it did, but I just.
But
no.
It's such a stupid idea.
Yeah, that was. I mean, the episode itself was good with y'all, but like, the Next Mutation only lasted 1 season because it was awful.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say it, but it was terrible. But when your season teamed up with the Lost Galaxy season, I've always wondered this because I've read this online. Was the Pink Ranger from your season supposed to take over as the Lost Galaxy Pink Ranger, or did they like what was up with that?
Not okay, so it was never. It was. I don't. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I think they did talk to Patty about it briefly, because I remember at one part they were going to actually have Melody become Purple Ranger, and purple suit, purple everything. They were going to have to create a whole new, create a whole suit for it and all that, and everything for her would have to be like, you know, original footage. They couldn't take anything from the Sentai. But I don't know. I think that they just decided that's too much work. Fuck it. We'll just bring her in as Pink. It's easier. They've already got a Pink one on the show.
Yeah.
That's how I seem to recall it going down. But I do know that they did talk to Patty at least a little bit about it first. But then we go to Melody. So.
Yeah, it kind of irritated me how that happened because y'all's team has just left and then Astronema shows up. It's like, come on, you just had the space. I couldn't, like, come on now. That was irritating.
Yeah, well.
But it happened like that, but I don't know. Now,
it's Power Rangers, man. It's not Shakespeare. Come on.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there was turtles.
There was turtles. Now, is there any chance we could see Andros return to Power Rangers in the future at all?
You know what? I'm not going to say no to that.
Okay.
Because I feel like I can't at this point. At the moment, I'm not doing anything along with Saban or them. So I'm not going to say, no, that's never going to happen. It's just that, well, you never know what's going to happen in the future.
Okay. And just like 2 or 3 more questions. Have you played as yourself in Power Rangers Legacy Wars?
No, I played one of the other ones. There was one that they did on like the Nickelodeon website.
I played that one with like the turtles.
Does it have the Ninja Turtles in it?
Yeah, there's one of them. It has like you and like a few other Rangers, and then the Ninja Turtles. And I'm like, this again.
I played that because somebody had told me about it. They're like, "Yo, did you see this?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. Let me look at this." And I jumped on as me because I was like, "Well, clearly he's going to be the best, of course." Right.
Exactly.
But yeah, the one thing that tripped me out about that was that like while I'm sitting there playing it, I think I was playing it on my phone, and while I'm playing it, like all of a sudden I hear me, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I keep playing it, and I'm like listening to it, and it's like these motherfuckers took sound clips from the show, and they put it in. So that just tripped me out. I was like, "Oh wow, y'all don't want to pay anybody anything ever, do you? No, we're just gonna use our old footage. That's cute."
Yeah, I noticed that. It was like, I think you said like Spiral Saber, let's rock it, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and I was really tripping out about that. I even called Danny Slavin about that. I was like, "Yo, they have me on here," and he was like, "Yeah, but Saban is really funny. They have like the greatest lawyers in the world, and a billion years ago when we all signed our contracts to do the show, there was apparently there's at least a clause in Danny Slavin's. So he's just the season right after me. But there's a clause in his contract where he said it was something like Saban owns the right to this character to use their likeness, including any voice and all of that, throughout the universe till the end of time. That was actually the wording in the contract. I was like, damn, that's some cool shit. You guys are awesome, man. Throughout the universe till the end of time.
That's messed up.
That's hilarious.
I know, right?
I would like to see a picture of the contract just to take a picture of it and be like, I can't believe they use that wording.
Exactly, right?
Get a lawyer. Well, can't do nothing about that.
Yeah, I can't do nothing about
Can't do
it.
anything about that. Nope.
Now, with the Power Rangers Legacy line, there's only like a few teams that have came out. It's like the whole Mighty Morphin team, and then like the Space team, and then like the Silver Rangers coming out next year, and then they're doing the first ever villain Psycho Ranger team as figures. Do you think that's a testament of how popular your series was? That is why they're doing that?
The Psycho Rangers were really, really badass. They had the best suits, hands down. And I remember being on set when they first brought in the stuntmen, and they were wearing the suits. And I saw them, and I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why don't we get these suits? They're much cooler." Shit, man. And they're robots too, and I love that. I love robot bad guys. They're awesome. Yeah, I mean everybody loves the Psycho Rangers because they're just like, God, they're so damn hard to beat. You gotta paint everybody blue, and then they can't tell who is who.
You think they would have like some sort of radar or something in their eyes to be able to like track that? I was like, okay.
I would have thought if you just listened to our voices.
Yeah, that too. Like, I mean, if you don't talk, like, it's kind of hard to tell like the 3 dudes apart and the 2 girls. But other than that, it's like, oh, well.
Well, I mean, yeah, but as a Power Ranger, you are contractually obligated to constantly talk. And the moment that one of you speaks, the other four have to say the exact same thing in line. So anytime that somebody does something, anytime that I see a bad guy and he's like, oh, wait, there's the bad guy. And I go, huh. And that's when someone has to go, huh. And Roger has to go, huh. And then Tracy's got to go, oh. And, and then Patty the same thing, oh. It's just like, fuck, come on, man. This is why the episodes are 22 minutes long. It's not because there's 22 minutes of actual footage. It's because everybody has to do some shit. So, there's no way that they would not know who is who.
Now, were you jealous when Zane got the Psycho Silver costume?
I was, up until the point where when he told me about it and he was like, this thing is the most uncomfortable shit to wear. And I was like, oh, damn, buddy, I really feel sorry for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he wears it at, like, Power Morphicon I've seen in videos.
Yes. Yeah, he brings that to pretty much any convention that he goes to now, which is even more of an inconvenience for him because it takes a big-ass box. So he's got to bring a huge box, and he's usually got to mail that to wherever he's going and then mail it back home because it's just there's no room. You can't carry all that stuff. It's the full suit, it's the helmet. He even has his gun, the Super Silverizer gun. So yeah, I mean he's got all the stuff.
Now, did he take that from set, or did he have to buy it himself?
Oh no. None of us are allowed to get anything from set. No.
Nothing?
I had to buy there was a jacket that I wore on the show once. I had to buy that off of them. It was a really nice jacket. It was black on the outside, and then the inside was like a red, like a felt or
Was that the one you wore in not the Countdown to Destruction, but one or two before that?
I wore it on an episode where I was supposed to be going out on a date with Tracy.
Yeah, that was the one I'm talking about with the car and y'all get transported to another place. Yeah.
Yes.
I remember that one.
Yeah, I bought that jacket and I was like, yeah, man, this is a really beautiful jacket. They sold it to me very cheap, but when I first got on the show, no, they said every day after you wrap, you change out, get back into your clothes. We got to come in and we got to run a checklist on everything. And I was like, why? And they said, Jason Frank.
Did he take a lot of stuff from set?
Everything.
Jesus
if it
Christ.
was not nailed down, he took it.
I think he took the helmets too.
Did he?
He did.
Yeah.
He got full suits. He has at least 2 or 3 of the full suits. He got helmets. He got every fucking morpher that you can think of. I mean, he was just like yoink, 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 yoink. So I don't blame him.
Yeah, but now nobody else can do it.
Nobody else gets away with it. Nah. Yeah. I mean, now I guess they're a little more lenient with it. They're because I've talked to some of the more current Rangers. I've talked to Brennan, I've talked to Yoshi, and they've said stuff like, oh well, no, they just gave us our morpher, or they just gave us this, or they gave us that, whatever. But on ours, yeah, they were like, nope, you can't have it. And then ours was the one. Ours was the season where, so then they finish ours, and then they did SPD, and then they brought in the helmets again for the first squad.
A squad, yeah.
And then after that episode, from what I understand, they took all of our original helmets and they threw them in a wood chipper.
Dang.
What?
Yeah.
You couldn't have just gave it to me instead of throwing it away. What? That. Oh my God, I would be so irritated. That's.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and I've explained that to a number of people over the years, and yours is actually a very mild response because I've had people who were started screaming, really screaming.
Jesus. Oh my god, that's awful. Like, what? It's so iconic. Just like they could have kept it in like a storage unit or something.
Auctioned it off.
Yeah, auctioned it off. Something. A wood
Coulda.
chipper. Yeah. Oh no, I want the name of whoever came up with that decision.
His name is Hayat Saban.
Oh.
You can't touch him.
Oh well. Yeah.
Well,
You can't do anything.
Yep.
Don't even bother.
Jeez. Oh my gosh. Now, on the last day of Power Rangers in Space, like filming, was it hard for you to leave, or were you like ready to go?
Well, with Power Rangers, even with the last day of filming, we still had to come back. So, Power Rangers is like, at least on our series, like 75-80% ADR. So, we knew that okay, we're not gonna be filming, but we're still gonna be coming back very regularly to do the ADR. So yeah, we knew that we're gonna be seeing everybody quite often, and and at the time I was dating a girl that was in the ADR department, so like I would probably run into everybody that was, I would see everybody no matter what. And that was how I got to know Danny Slavin really well, because I was always there, and they, they were bringing in the new guys, and yeah, Danny was my boy. I love Danny.
Yeah. In Forever Red, like, why did he choose not to come back, like, until like after the episode had already aired?
Well, he couldn't do it.
Oh, he couldn't.
So that was just a scheduling thing.
Okay, because like I've read stuff like he was like mad how he was treated during the Lightspeed reunion or something. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense because he came back afterwards. Like, I don't know. I was like, that's weird.
No, that's not. Yeah, no. He's a very busy dude. He's a lawyer, so.
Jeez. All right. Well, thank you for coming on the show. What's the next conventions you will be attending?
Right now, things that I have set up are in April. I got the first one coming up is April 14 and 15. That's the Cambridge Geek Con. That's in Duxford, England. And then, like, not even a week later, I will be in Knoxville, Tennessee for Marble City Comic Con. So yeah, I fly to England, fly immediately back. Then I fly out to Knoxville. Then I have to get immediately back because I have something set up like 2 days after I get back. So
that's gonna be a fun month.
Yeah, a fun week and a half or so. Yeah.
All right. And you got a YouTube channel, Christopher Khayman Lee, correct?
I do. Yes, that's right.
You have like what, 360 videos?
I do. Yeah, I went through and I looked at it the other night because I put up a video last night, but I had actually filmed that like 5 days before or something like that. I think I'd filmed it on like the 24th or something like that, or I mean the 19th. But I started realizing, okay, well, there's going to be some other things that I want to add in here, splice into this little video. And I saw that, and it was like, oh, okay, I'll just find out exactly how many videos it is. And with the one I did last night, yeah, it's 364 videos. So it's a lot of shit.
It's a lot of videos. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We can check you out on Facebook, official Christopher Khayman Lee fan page, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Do you have a Twitter or Instagram?
Yes, I have both. My Instagram is just Christopher Khayman Lee. Just one word. That's it. And Twitter is WCCLACT. West Coast Comics, LA Crazy Town.
All right. Well, make sure to follow him on Twitter, Instagram. Go like his Facebook page. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. All that good stuff. And again, thank you for coming on the show. And I guess we're out.
All right.
Thank you,
sir.